Hey, real estate agents. Today, I'm going to teach 3 simple tips on how to increase your average sales price. Because in reality, the truth of the matter is, it takes the same amount of know-how and skill to sell a $100,000 property as it does a $1 million property. So now, why not, work smarter rather than harder? So I'm Guillermo Rosales, former attorney turned real estate agent in the Philadelphia area, and I've helped over 1,500 clients over the course of my career. And I built multiple leverage businesses and multiple income streams. And I'm going to be teaching all those top tips and techniques here on this channel. So if you're liking the content, please like below, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to hear about all the good stuff that we're putting out before everybody else, hit that bell on the top, that notification button. So let's jump into it. 3 simple tips on how to increase your average sales price. And some of this is not rocket science. These concepts are simple, only become easy through continual practice. So tip number 1 is network in different circles, right? If you find yourself that your average sales price is not where you want it to be, it's in that 100,000, 200,000, whatever it is, for every person's different, then you got to move into different circles, right? And be really intentional about that. Find that neighborhood that is going to move it from X to Y. Right? And that could take form in a lot of different ways. You can go and join social groups there, right? If you're religious, it's a church group, some sort of charity, join that group and get into that neighborhood and really live in that neighborhood. For those of you that have the means, maybe even think about moving into that neighborhood. I'll just share a personal story. The first one was by accident. We bought an investment property that happened to be in a luxury condo building that we were just simply planning to use this investment property. Market went crazy, the wrong way, in the opposite direction. And we found ourselves a little stretched, so we moved into that building. Well, it was a godsend. We actually became the number 1 real estate team in the city for that particular building in terms of sales. We got to know the neighbors, we got to know the inside sales team. They started sending us referrals. And all of a sudden, our average price, which I think at the time was, $250, $300, went up to $500, $600, just selling from time to time condos in that building. And then it gave us the idea to start having kids, and we didn't want to be in the city anymore, so we moved out to one of the western suburbs here in Philadelphia called the Main Line. Started getting involved in those groups, started coaching, right? I had kids, so I started coaching their little league team, their soccer team. By the way, and I knew nothing about soccer, and I knew even probably less about baseball from a teaching standpoint. But I got to meet the parents and the friends, and it really is all about networking, right? It's going and finding the people that help you sell at that higher price point, and you're going to help them too, right? Because we want to contribution. I had a mentor back when I was a lawyer. His name was Steve Goodman, and he taught me, he would have 2 to 3 breakfasts, 2 to 3 coffees, 2 to 3 lunches, dinners, and then he would go out there and he drank, and so a couple of drinks here and there too. And so that is the model. Go out there, find the community that you want to sell in, and then become part of it. You got to network in the circles that you want to be around, right? There's that old adage, be the average. You are the average of the 5 people that you hang around the most. Or in that, $100,000 range, then you got to elevate your game. Bring some people into your inner circle that are sort of above where you want to be. You learn from them and eventually rise and contribute to them as well. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is consider adding investors as part of your client base, right? As you're helping these investors grow their real estate portfolio, they're making money, they're becoming more affluent, they're going to go buy and sell more properties that are at a higher price point. You take somebody who's a multifamily investor, and I love working with first-time multifamily investors. They're so appreciative, they're super loyal, they just love it all the information you're giving them, and they, frankly, in most cases, won't take action without consulting you. And so think about them. They're going to buy, maybe they start at a $100,000 property, and then they add 1 or 2 of those. They're cash flowing really well. They're starting to save money and increase their wealth. And then maybe the next property is at 200,000, 250, 500, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really like the investor client that's a multifamily. They're long-term focused, right? They're just acquiring properties for a 10, 15, 20, 30-year horizon. And that at the end of it, they got a huge investment portfolio that they might want to liquidate at some point down the future. But in the course of that journey, they're just escalating and increasing. Now, the flip clients are sort of similar, right? So you might help them buy a $50,000 or $100,000 lot, but they might build that into a $350,000 or $500,000 flip opportunity. So you get the buy on the front end, and you get the sell on the back end. So real easy way to like just focus on getting your average sales prices to change or put that as a lead gen pillar. And I did a video on how to work with multifamily investors a little bit. So just check my channel. You can learn a little bit how to add those people into your lead gen pillars. Tip number 3 is strategic marketing and branding. If you're not happy with that $100,000 property, but that's all you're advertising, well, that's what you're going to get, right? So you got to start branding and advertising and change your marketing to the community and to the types of properties that you want, right? It's almost like that old adage, fake it till you make it. And the thing is, if you start acting that way, it's no longer faking it, right? You're there and you're going to be making it. And so one easy way to do that is a lot of organizations have a luxury certification. So go out and get that, right? Because you're going to learn from all the people who have lived before you, right? Why recreate the wheel? Go get the certification. It could be online or you go to a conference. It's well worth the investment in yourself. And that's true in a lot of areas. You know, you'll learn how to create a personal brand, the color schemes, how to advertise properties, all those things. That's an easy way to do it. And then you're going to do that across all your socials, right? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Just start focusing on the properties that you want to be working with. And that's, sort of a related tip here is a lot of organizations, the agents within the organizations have given, by virtue of being part of that organization, have given permission to advertise each other's properties. I know that's the case here at EXP. So for instance, we have this program called My Link, My Lead, where you can go and grab any property in the EXP world and advertise it. So if somebody's got a $5 million condo in New York, I could advertise it here from Spain or from Philly and drive buyers, right? And so if your organization has that, go do that. Go grab those properties, start posting them on your socials. If your organization does not have that, then a good backup is go find an agent who does have a property that maybe has been sitting on the market a little bit, right? Check out the days on market on your MLS and reach out to like, hey, would you mind if I advertise your property on my socials and see if I can bring a buyer to you? I guarantee you, like if they're sitting there for a bunch of days, they might be open to people helping them out. And that's a great way to advertise it. You do that consistently and reach out and start having these properties listed all over the place. That'll create a different perception in the market in terms of the types of clientele that you're after. But there you go, folks. 3 simple techniques to increase your sales point. Number 1, start networking in the circles and the communities that you want to be in, right? Get that price point to where you want to be. Start hanging out with those people. And one of the tips that I forgot to mention is go do videos of local businesses, right? Go promote their business. Great way to build community. You're helping them. And eventually, you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. Step number 2 is build an investor client database, right? They're going to grow as they grow. They're going to start selling higher priced properties and buying the higher priced properties. And number 3 is strategic marketing and branding. Go out there, be the person that you want to be in the market that you want to be, and build a business that you want. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this content, please hit the like button below, give me a comment. And if you want to dig deeper on this content, my calendar is in my bio. Go ahead and schedule a consultation. We can go on any of these topics at a deeper level. In the meantime, and until the next video, go out there and cause and create miracles. Have a great day.